Hi, folks. So, yeah, movies can do an incredible job of illustrating deep concepts that are often hard to put into words, and they may do so just in one scene. And there's one scene in particular that I'd like to talk about in the movie Revolver. Okay, uh, I'm sure some of you have seen it, some of you haven't seen it, but I can briefly just explain this scene in a nutshell. If you wish, you can watch the whole movie. It's a little bit violent, you know, but there's some really good insights in this movie. There's no question about it. The scene is where Jake Green is confronted by a guy named Macca. All right, Macca is, I think it's how you say it, Macca. He's basically like a gangster, right? He's a mafia, or sort of the head of a mafia, or just a real gangster, a real sort of big boss, if you will, who obviously thinks very highly of himself, but in truth has an inferiority complex hidden behind his sort of grandiose mask. And in the scene, how it's brilliant that what happens by Jake Green seeing through Macca's mask, this grandiose mask, this mask that is about either fearing me or revering me. Okay, that's what Macca sort of stands for. He really also stands, well, revere me or fear me, but in a big way, fear me. And in the scene, Macca is holding a gun, pointed at Jake, because Jake has just basically broken into his house, and Macca is catching Jake on the way out, and he's holding a gun, pointing the gun at him, and Jake doesn't seem to be startled at all, because he can really see who is behind the mask. The sort of very insecure and somewhat little child that's hiding behind this mask. And in the scene, Macca is pointing the gun to him, and he says, "You come into my house with a loaded gun. You speak to me like I'm an idiot. What's your game? What's your game?" And Jake just stands there. He doesn't respond. And Macca says, "Speak to me, speak to me."
What's your game? What's your game? Speak to me. Speak to me.
I mean, it's an incredible scene, folks. I wish I could really share that brief scene with you in this video, but I can't due to copyright issues, and I'm just not willing to take the risk. But you can just have a look at that scene if you YouTube it and say, I think it's called "Fear Me" scene in Revolver. So he's saying, "Speak to me, Jake, speak to me," and Jake's just not answering. He's just not giving him the respect or the reverence that Macca is looking for. Not just the respect, but the fear. He's like, "I'm pointing a gun at you. I'm a main man here. You don't mess with me." And yet, you're standing in front of me and you're not afraid. Like, give me your fear. Bow down to me, basically. Okay? That's what I want you to do. That's the game that we're playing here. And you're not doing that for me. And Macca says to him, "Oh, I'll kill you like the dog that you are." He says, "Fear me, fear me." I mean, I remember the scene. It's so intense.
Fear me. Fear me.
The tears start coming out of Macca's eyes, because in truth now Macca is in intense fear. He's in intense vulnerability. He's like shocked by what's going on. He feels completely exposed. All right. He regresses back to the infantile, immature child that has still yet to be developed. And that's the genius of this little clip that's going on here. what is Jake Green doing? He's not giving in to the fear, and he's not revering Macca. He's actually just feeling rather sorry for him. And he's basically saying, you can't control me, even with a gun. He says, you have no real power. All your power is illusionary. All your power is gained by me fearing you. And I know that if I don't feed that fear to you, that you are nothing, that you're a nobody, right? And that's what your mask is about. And that's what your ego is about. And that's what who you are on the surface is really about, okay? And Jake will not play that game with him. And, you know, it's confusing to Macca. It's like, I got a gun here, man. I will shoot you. You should be afraid of me. And he's like, no, I won't be afraid. And in that, okay, Macca absolutely breaks down, right? He has a breakdown on that point, because now it's absolutely backfired, right? And so this is what I wanted to share, because I've spoken about this before in the world that we live in, with so many people demanding that we fear or revere them, or think that they're special in some way or another, when they really aren't. In other words, that we feed each other's masks, personas, egos, ids, if you will, right? And when we do that, we're giving of ourselves, we're buying into an illusion. We are giving a type of energy, right, which is unhealthy, away, you know. We're giving some type of energy away, and we're giving our power away, all right? And so this scene in particular, you know, really shows that, okay, again. But that's what's going on in the world so much of the time. When we are controlled by fear, all right, by others, or by culture, or by society, or by the superego, or something or other, right? We give ourselves away. We set ourselves short, because we, again, we're buying into an illusion. We're lying to ourselves. We are looking externally for our value, for our importance, you know, whether we are a big deal or whether we're somebody really special. We're looking for somebody else to validate that, or we almost sometimes forcing somebody else to validate that we are special, that we are something, you know, worth fearing or revering. We don't have it within ourselves, and so we're empty, right? We don't have that power. We don't have that confidence. We don't have that knowing about who we truly are. There should be no reason to fear somebody. There should be a need to respect people, of course. And there should be a desire to revere them if they are worth revering, if they have qualities that are worth revering. Not just if somebody's a bully, not just if somebody's a gangster, not just somebody who's got a lot of money, or someone who's got a lot of fame or fortune, or global influence, or something or other. You can only, I feel the only healthy way is respecting and revering somebody who's got high virtues, right? Who's got something that you can really look up to, you know, and benefit from in a healthy way, right? In not a destructive way. And anyways, folks, that's one scene in particular that speaks 1,000 words. It really does. All right, folks, just wanted to share that. We'll chat soon. Take care.